Greetings, fellow fanboys! 'Tis I, Matthew, hitting you up with another fanboy review. Ha 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 ha! Tonight, I saw Dracula Untold. And perhaps it should have remained untold. We shall see. Now, before we get too much into the film itself, a little history, perhaps. Dracula was written in the late 1800s by a man named Bram Stoker. This was the first time that the vampire mythos, 1897 to be precise, had been brought into the public eye. There had been legends of vampires for millennia. But this was the first time it was really brought right in your face. It was always been on the edge of myths and legends in Romania and the deepest parts of Africa and whatnot. All wrapped around a real historical figure, Prince Vladimir Dracul the Impaler, a warlord of Romania in the 1400s. Now, what this film tried to do was blend the historical with the fictional. Like, we actually see Romania in the 1400s and how he became Dracula, you know. Another interesting fact, Count Dracula, is the character in all of motion picture history who has been portrayed the most. The most famous would probably be Bela Lugosi, followed by Christopher Lee, and then my personal favorite, Gary Oldman. Now, those are just movies that have Dracula in the title, which exists in almost every country that has any kind of film industry whatsoever. Italy has some. Japan has quite a few. China. And Dracula, appears in American media all over the place. He's in Marvel Comics, in DC Comics. They both acknowledge the Dracula story as part of their canon. Blade fights him, obviously. In Japan, Vampire Hunter D. D is the son of Dracula. He's a villain in Monster Squad. He's goofy as hell in Hotel Transylvania. It's been around. This is the number one character, the number one villain. Everybody knows who he is. And because of Bram Stoker's book, Dracula is infused, vampires in general infused in other media. Not to mention things that take that book as part of their canon, like the Castlevania video game series. That's right, folks, for NES. Yeah! Just to name a few of what that book has given us. Appearances in Press League, Extraordinary Gentleman with Mina Harker, who was in Dracula. I Am Legend, a little book written in the mid-50s, I believe. This actually has 3 different film versions. Vincent Price's Last Man on Earth, Charlton Heston's The Omega Man, and Will Smith in I Am Legend. The Underworld series, one of my personal favorites, Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood, Interview with the Vampire, Lost Boys, Night Watch series is cool. Near Dark, just to name a few, and unfortunately, Twilight. So, this is a character that is completely in the public domain. Anybody can make a Dracula movie. Somehow, Universal has gotten most of the say-so on it. Back with Bela Lugosi, they made, I don't remember exactly how many, but there's a lot. And then the Gary Oldman. Actually, no, that's the Columbia TriStar. Oopsie. So, I don't know how Universal has gotten most of these films made, but like I said, I don't think I lost a button. Anyway, it's been around for a while. Now, back in the, I forget exactly what year, early 19 teens in the silent era, not even as late as 1920, there was a film made called Nosferatu. This is the first time a vampire was on film. Now, it's the exact plot of the Dracula novel, with a few minor changes, but because the Stoker family at the time still had the rights, they couldn't call it Dracula. They had to call it Nosferatu, which is an old Romanian term for a vampire, about Count Orlok rather than Count Dracula. Now on to this movie. It's a Dracula movie. What do you expect? It was okay. I don't even know the actor who plays Dracula. He's kind of obscure. I've never seen him in anything. You know what? I'm going to look that up right now while we're at it. Bear with me, folks. No, there's not actually a bear with me. Ha, ha, ha. IMDb is my best friend. 100%. Okay, we are looking for Dracula Untold. Ha! They're not very kind to it, but base your own opinion. Stop. I don't care. No. Okay. Don't give me any crap about Flash right now. Sorry, I'm usually more prepared than this, guys. Sorry I haven't been able to do this with you all for a while. Luke Evans. Luke Evans. The only one I really recognize, like I said, was Charles Dance. We all know him from Alien 3 and Game of Thrones, where he is the vicious yet brilliant Lord Tywin. He's a great actor. I absolutely love him. No, I don't know any of these other dudes. None of them. Not even the woman that played his wife. Luke George Evans, Wales. Started acting at 17. Oh, he was in... Ah, that's right. He's Bard the Lake Man from The Hobbit. I knew I'd seen him somewhere. They're remaking The Crow with this guy? Well, that's news. Okay. No, nothing else I've seen. Oh, yeah. He was Apollo in Clash of the Titans. Yeah. Okay. Going into it, I thought he was Kit Harington. Oops. Guess I know nothing about Jon Snow. So, yeah. The movie. Sorry, I got distracted there. Luke Evans put on a pretty good performance. But there is some cheesy dialogue. There's an Igor, and although he doesn't have a hunchback, he's like, "Yes, master." At one point, there's some good action sequences. There's some really good special effects. Like the parts where he turns into a bat. Or, I'm sorry, into a swarm of bats. That's cool. Oh, and the vampire mythos, they do some interesting things like that. When it's sunlight, you actually see skin like peel off as it's burning. So that part was cool. And they do the allergy to silver, but they don't explain it. The only time it's ever been explained as to why silver hurts vampires is Dracula 2000, where it turned out Dracula was Judas. Spoiler! Oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I only promised you I wouldn't spoil this movie. Overall, I'd say it was pretty decent. You know, the special effects were good. The costumes were wonderful. I can't tell you if they're period accurate, though. That would be the field of my friend Don, who's a history martial expert. He's awesome about it. Some of the performances were a little cheesy, blasé, shall we say, but it is a Dracula movie. As we discussed, it has been done to death and undeath. Whoa, whoa. But I still had fun. I had a free ticket. You know, thank you, David Meyer, for hooking me up with this free ticket since you bought the Dracula collection that I meant to buy. He lives out in Bastrop, so he couldn't use it. His small town theater doesn't take these, and you know, it's like $5 because it's such a little town. So, yeah. So he's probably already seen it. That's all I got for you today, guys. It feels great to be doing this with you all again because I haven't been able to go to a movie in a while. Anyway, dollar movie or wait till DVD. Don't go see it in theaters. I did it because I did it for free. Overall, it's a fun ride, but nothing to write home about. You guys keep watching them. I'll keep reviewing them. Live long and prosper, and fracking nanu nanu. God bless America. Good night. Whoa, whoa.